What's up, you guys? Welcome back to this week's Manga Sutra Manga review, and in this week's video we're going to be talking about a horror mystery drama called Kudan no Gotoshi. Now, the manga starts off with 7 college students who are returning on a road trip from graduation when the driver finds themselves on a backwoods road in the middle of the night and they hit this creature. And when they get out to check, they find this cow-like animal with a humanoid face, and it's begging them to kill it. And the guys, they don't hesitate. Whether it's out of fear or panic, they pummel this creature, they beat this creature to death. Then they get back in the car and they shake off what they've seen and what they've encountered as fatigue or hallucinations or stress getting to them and causing them to see things. Now, we see in another panel that the creature isn't entirely dead, as it's seen smirking as they drive off. Now, Hikaru, one of the group, later on when he gets home, he's feeling down and it's, life is just hitting him really hard, and he attempts to take his life. Now, in the attempt to take his own life, the creature appears to him and tells him that he cannot do that it's not his time, and that things are just starting. Now, when Hikaru reunites with the rest of the group, Hikaru shares his experience at another college student from the group, and they reveal to him that they also saw the creature, and that the creature told them that they would have only 7 days to live. Now, when the 7th day finally comes, a tragic thing happens, and that college student dies. Now, the other college students, they overheard Hikaru and the other college student talking about the creature and the prophecy of dying within 7 days. And they dispelled it as, just a myth, just a fable. It's not going to happen. It's just superstition. But when the college student dies on the 7th day, in front of all of them, they try to find reasons on how it happened, on why it's just a coincidence, and all this other nonsense. But we all know what happens in these horror mangas. Something bad happens. The main group tries to, deny it. They try to explain it away, and then sinks in the realization that this is actually happening, that this is actually something that is occurring with them. Now, after the college student's death, we see the college student appear in a similar form as the creature that they encountered in the woods, and tell a similar prophecy to another student in the group that they are going to die within 7 days. Now, we learn later on that the creature that they hit in the middle of the woods is apparently a yokai called a Kudan. Now, a Kudan is a yokai that is born, and when it's born, it has to tell its prophecy, and after it tells its prophecy, it dies immediately afterwards. And that a Kudan's prophecy never fails to come true. And what I see here is this type of spiritual contagion, in a sense, where it's like a chain curse, where it keeps going, it keeps perpetuating itself as long as there's someone else to spread it to, as long as there's someone else to receive it. And maybe the creature that they hit in the middle of the woods, maybe it was a Kudan, and maybe that Kudan had told its prophecy to each one of those individually, and they contracted it. And when you get affected by the prophecy, when you die, you become a Kudan, and then you have to tell the prophecy to someone else, and then they die, they become a Kudan, so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. And I think that's an interesting element to see probably work itself out in this manga. For me, I haven't encountered too many mangas like this. It reminds me of The Ring, where you see the tape, you only have 7 days to live. I would like to see how the main character and his friends are going to try to overcome this, because 7 days is not much time. It's not much time to live your life. It's not much time to do anything. But the structure of the manga is each chapter revolves around a student particularly. And we learn a little bit more about what's happening to them. We learn a little bit more about each character. And for me, I kind of felt sad that the first student died, because they had a crush on another student and it was all cute and everything. But it was also sad because there wasn't enough character development for them. But we do see some backstory into that character and some backstory into some more characters later on. So this manga does a great job of fleshing out his characters, of giving them personality, giving them a backstory, giving us a reason to care about them, giving us ways to learn more about the characters. And the artwork for the creature itself is nightmare fuel. That thing, I would be creeped out to see in my own nightmares. It reminds me of the animals or the creatures from Jinmin, where you have these animals with humanoid faces and they're engaging in human-like behavior. But whereas Jinmin is, in my opinion, a horror-esque scientific monstrosity, this creature in Kudan no Gotoshi is basically a supernatural horror, in a sense. And as far as the characters, I like the 7 college students. I like their dynamics together. Now, for me, I thought it was kind of a weird flex how they was all talking about their jobs and everything, and how they were all just, piling on Hikaru, I think, about being unemployed, and how his girlfriend is even with him and all of that type of stuff and everything. Now, I understand maybe Hikaru is like a mooch. Maybe he's like a leech. Maybe he's that one friend that everyone's splitting the bill for, and he's not contributing. But at the same time, Hikaru doesn't seem like a bad person. He doesn't seem like a dick. He seems like a pretty fair guy, in my opinion. And I thought it was kind of weird that they was really focused on jobs at the beginning of the manga. But outside of that, everybody seems to have a really good dynamic. The artwork for the characters is really solid, and as the manga progresses, we're probably going to see a lot more crisp art style for the character designs. But for me, the most important part is the creature, and the creature looks like nightmare fuel every single time it appears, and it is just so heavily detailed in the facial features and the body, and I just love that. That's what I care about. Now, I would recommend it to you guys if you like The Ring, if you like mangas, or if you like stories that revolve around that type of thing where you only have a certain amount of time to live, and there's curses and prophecies and so on and so forth, and a supernatural element involved into it. If that is your thing, then this is the manga for you. What do you guys think? What other horror mangas do you guys like? What do you think I should be able to read and that I should do a review on for this channel? Bye.